Right friends, welcome back to Insight for 6th week. Look at the first sentence. Muzaffarpur and Varanasi are coded as severe in air quality index with air quality index value of 409. What is this air quality index? It is the index determined on the basis of concentration of 8 pollutants in the air. The 8 pollutants I have listed out here, please go through them. Particulate matter 2.5, particulate matter 10, SO2, NO2, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia and lead. These 8 pollutants are monitored. At present, Central Pollution Control Board is monitoring this for around 24 cities, and the ultimate goal is to monitor all the cities of 1 million population plus, including 20 state capitals. So that is the goal of monitoring this air quality index. This consists of 8 pollutants. The worst of these pollutants, that means the index of worst of these pollutants will become air quality index. And for all these 8 pollutants, sometimes it may not be possible to measure, but at least 3 should be measured to arrive at air quality index, and out of 3, at least PM 2.5 or PM 10 must be there essentially, and PM 2.5 is nothing but the particles of size less than 2.5 microns. They are more dangerous. PM 10 is the particles of size less than 10 microns in size. So this air quality index is released for 24 cities. And if you compare that for the past few months for 22 cities, some of the cities in northern part of the country, especially in the Indo-Gangetic plain, are worst affected. And for the month of January 2016, Muzaffarpur and Varanasi both are worst affected. And at the same time, please don't forget, this air quality index is from 0 to 500. Please look into this. This is from 0 to 500 and it is categorized into 6. 0 to 50 is good, which will not have any impact on our health, but 401 to 500 is severe and which affects the health badly. And now Muzaffarpur and Varanasi are in the category of severe. So if somebody talks about air quality index, please don't forget there are 8 pollutants, and at the same time this is bifurcated into 6 color codes starting from 0 to 500, that is good, satisfactory, moderately polluted, poor, very poor and severe. Look into the next one. Exim Bank seeks rupees 1700 crore capital from centre in 2016-17. What is this capital? For any company, there will be authorized capital. That means the limit up to which the company can raise capital. The authorized capital of this Exim Bank is rupees 10,000 crore, and then the term is paid up capital. Out of 10,000 crores, 5,700 crores was reached as paid up capital, and there is a gap of 4,300 crores of rupees, and now Exim Bank seeks 1,700 crores so as to increase the paid up capital to rupees 7,400 crores. And once the capital is increased, then they can take up more financial activities like providing export finance, term loans to exporters, and also giving letters of credit and performance guarantees. And please don't forget, export finance and term loans to exporters falls into the category of fund based support, and letters of credit and performance guarantees falls under non-fund based support. And Exim Bank of India is all India financial institution. Then the main purpose is to support exports in the country. This was established based on Exim Bank of India Act of 1981. And please don't forget, certain financial institutions in the country, Exim Bank is all India financial institution basically for exports. Then if you look at the NABARD, it is for giving impetus to agriculture and rural development. And if you look at the SIDBI, that is for promoting MSMEs. Like that, there are several All India financial institutions in the country, and the main purpose of these All India financial institutions is basically to take care of the development of various sectors. So, you can say they are specialized All India financial institutions or specialized sectoral financial institutions. As Exim Bank looks at finance, it is a sectoral financial development institution, you can say, or sectoral development finance institution for taking care of exports, right. So, look into the next one. Center imposed minimum import price of 173 steel products. What is this minimum import price? Minimum import price is the price fixed by the government. Minimum import price is fixed by the government, and for any product imported from any country, most of the times these steel products are coming from countries like China, Japan and Korea, because China is surplus with excess capacity. It is not able to utilize its capacity. It has created excess capacity, and with a view to ensure manufacturing and with a view to ensure jobs, what it is doing is, it is manufacturing and dumping on other countries. And to safeguard the domestic industry, to safeguard domestic steel industry, what the government has done is, government fixed minimum import price for certain steel products. If someone is importing into the country, they have to pay minimum import price. That means below that price, imports will not be accepted. The essence of minimum import price is, below minimum import price, imports will not be accepted. That is to safeguard the industry. And now the question comes whether WTO will come into picture or not. And please don't forget, this minimum import prices are considered to be with an element of a trade distortion, and WTO may definitely come into picture if someone complains against this minimum import price. And at the same time, please don't forget, there are three types of duties which can be imposed depending on the circumstances, and these three duties are safeguard duty, anti-dumping duty, anti-subsidy duty or countervailing duty. So, these three duties are WTO compliant, but this minimum import price is not WTO compliant. Any country may approach WTO because it is considered as a trade barrier and it is considered as a trade distortion. Let us coming back to our country. Why this minimum import price was imposed by the government of India? Because of a reason, steel industry for the first time in October-December quarter of 2015 contracted in 5 years. For the first time, steel industry contracted in 5 years, and total exposure of steel sector to various banks is around rupees 3 lakh crores. And we created capacity of 120 million tons, but we are operating to only 80% capacity. So, under these circumstances, government imposed minimum import price. And the second important point I would like to tell you, all of you are well aware about Index of Industrial Production, IIP, which is released by Central Statistics Office. And at the same time, please don't forget core industries. There are 8 core industries, out of which steel is one of the most important. And please look into this slide. There are 8 core industries. As I have already told you, these core industries constitute around 38% in the total index of industrial production, and out of the core industries, electricity has got the highest weightage. This is very important. Please don't forget, electricity has got the highest weightage, and steel has got second highest weightage, and fertilizers has got the least weightage. So, if a steel industry or electricity industry suffers, then ultimately industry as a whole will suffer in our country. That is why steel is very important, and these core industries are 8 and they constitute total 38% in index of industrial production. And please don't forget, the Index of Industrial Production or IIP figures are released by CSO, whereas the core industries growth is released by Office of the Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So, this is the major difference. Please don't forget. Remaining things I have given in this slide, please go through them. Right. Look into the next one. Government inaugurated Jan Aushadhi Medical Store in Jhansi the first of its kind in Bundelkhand. Where is Bundelkhand? Bundelkhand region is encompassing certain parts of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, southern part of Uttar Pradesh, northern part of Madhya Pradesh, and constitutes around 13 districts. And Jhansi falls under Bundelkhand region of India, and Jan Aushadhi medical store was started. What is the meaning of Jan Aushadhi? Jan Aushadhi medical stores is the initiative of Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Department of Pharmaceuticals, and if you want specifically, it is the initiative of pharma public sector undertakings as part of their corporate social responsibility in association with state governments to start generic medical stores. What is the meaning of generic medical stores? Any drug can be of two types. One is the generic version, the other one is produced by some famous laboratory with some brand name, but both will have same equivalent, same biological equivalent, whether it is a generic drug or it is the drug developed by some reputed pharmaceutical company with the brand name, both will be biochemically equivalent, and in dosage, strength, quality, performance and use, they are one and the same. Generic products can be made after the time period for patent protections is over. Once the time period for patent protections are over, these generic medicines can be manufactured, and generic medicines costs much less in comparison to the branded products. So, the initiative of Department of Pharmaceuticals under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers in collaboration with state governments is to open Jan Aushadhi medical stores so as to make available the drugs at much lesser prices to the common man. So, this is Jan Aushadhi store. If someone says Jan Aushadhi store, that pertains to generic medicines which will have same bioequivalent of branded products, and the government's intention is to open Jan Aushadhi store in each and every district of the country, right? Look at the last one. India and United States of America reached an agreement to resolve more than 100 pending transfer pricing cases. What is this transfer pricing? The transfer pricing is the most controversial across the world for multinational companies. Some multinational company may have their parent department or their headquarters in some country, and it may have their subsidiary in some other country. If you look at Hyundai Motor Company is headquartered in Korea, and its subsidiary is in India, and its subsidiary is making cars here, and when these cars are sold to its parent company in Korea, the price charged is transfer pricing. The transfer pricing is basically setting of the price of goods or services sold between the entities within an enterprise, within the enterprise and its subsidiary. The price fixed for selling the goods between the enterprise and its subsidiary is transfer price, and transfer pricing led to several tax disputes almost across the world. And recently, India and United States of America reached an agreement to resolve more than 100 pending transfer prices cases, and some of the times it is commented that this transfer pricing mechanism is being implemented by the multinational companies so as to avoid tax in one way or the other. Right friends, with this let us conclude this week's insight. Have a nice day. Thank you.